All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, HaChakodash. That belongs to our apostles, bishops, the elders of the great millstone. Teach, guide, and rule well. Much love, prayers unto you, hopeful elect out there. Shalom unto you. Worship. I just want to test this other channel. It's been under attack for a while. I noticed they kind of calmed down on it, so I just wanted to do a quick test on it. But in all purpose, I'll use this to do a quick review over the movie, the Book of Clarence, at the camp we saw last night. General overview of the movie. Brothers may have deeper thoughts on it than what we briefly mentioned on the way out the theater, but it was nice because there was it was good to see Jake, like real Jake, not deep African Jake, but actual, so-called Negro Latinos, and they were mainly Negroes, but to see our people in a biblical role, even though it was still in a sense of folly. Okay, and I was thinking to myself as I seen it last night, I thought, man, the last time we seen something like this was in Birth of a Nation, where you can really see Jake in a serious biblical manner without being First Sunday or clowning pimps and what's there, that other movie, drinking your juice in the hood. All right, and the scripture I'm going to quote, I'm obviously driving, but the scripture I'm going to quote is, "For it is now high time to awake out of sleep." All right, another for our salvation is nearer than when we believe. This is Romans 13, verse 11. Let me see if there's any chats going on. Just checking. But just want to also throw out there, as it says, the word shall be preached, and then shall to all the world, and then shall the end come. I can't think of exactly what that said, but I'm sure I can find it if I was all harder. Yeah, and it's important that we put this narrative onto our people, to you Jakes out there, of taking the Bible seriously, of even being associated with the Bible, because this is where our heritage lies. This is where the missing link to our history lies. In the movie, yeah, they had things like they had things like smoking weed and all that going on in there. They had a bunch of Egyptology folly in there as well. But something has to wake you Jake spiritually up. Okay, shooting our people down, that's not enough. Getting our not knowing where we truly belong and who we are, this it doesn't interest you Jakes unless there's folly. Okay, it has to be some folly or some comedy involved for you Jakes to even look at it. And when we got there, we were blown away the fact that there was nobody in the theater. I mean, nobody is seeing this movie. It was just us in there, and then at the last minute, two other Jakes, a couple or something like that. Man and a woman came in, they were Jakes. And the brothers watch it in the peace of their own homes or whatever. Or watch it, amongst each other in a private setting. Yeah, we'd be throwing out scriptures. Oh, this reminds me of this reminds me of that. And I'm gonna try not to give any spoilers away, but we pretty much know what this story is. It's just bringing the Bible to our people in another sense. From a disbeliever's perspective. As well as taking the seriousness. Well, Jacob's trouble is not anything to be playing with. Okay, this is what they're not going to tell you. Yeah, they went into Mary and Joseph, and they took the perspective of she had never had sex before. They really did go that route in there. But at the end of the day, we know Joseph and Mary did have sex. Okay, according to the Holy Scriptures. And so they touched on it, and it was kind of comical how he looked at Joseph and he was like, for real? You rolling with that same story too? You know, which is pretty funny because that's almost how you got to look at Jake. Like, you gonna roll with that story of believing that there was an immaculate, because God himself came down into the womb of a woman and had a baby. Every other thing on the planet has happened that way. So they touched on a few things in the movie. I enjoyed the movie for what it was, for the entertainment value. I enjoyed seeing our people in such a I don't want to say a righteous manner, but in a manner of tied to biblical times. They had the centurions and the Romans. They had them as Edomites, you know, so-called white people in the movie. So it was good to see a more factual setting. Okay, this movie should be praised more than and I can't really say that Birth of a Nation should be praised, but this movie should get more attention, I should say, than Black Panther. It has a more factual reality to it than Black Panther. All right, and so I mean, like I said, there's some entertaining scenes. They did go back and forth between the English of that time, or the English at that time, the language, you know, the biblical language, you know, like in the scriptures, they went back and forth with all the ow and vowels and ye and so on, and then they switched over to a little bit of Ebonics, you know, so it was a nice mix. But I don't know how much you Jakes need something spoon-fed to you to get you into a spiritual, a righteous spiritual realm. Okay, you Jakes are just not getting it. The biggest takeaway, the fact that we were the only ones in that other couple in the theater. Like, where's the wanting to know this type of information, to see this type of setting in the world? All right, you Jakes go and watch apocalyptic video movies and then just leave it at that. You'll go down the rabbit hole of Easter eggs with a Leave the World Behind, but you won't go support a movie like this. So they'll make more, and as they make more, they're gonna have to put more facts in it. Now they're gonna have to put more deception in it, but you know, that's what we're here for, to point out the facts and to push out spit out the BS. You know, as we say, chew the meat and spit out the bones. All right. Overall, I would say watch it. Every man in the truth should take a look at it. Should have some takeaway. Come on, people. Here you go. Should have some takeaways from it, good and bad. Yep. See, yep. Yeah, there you go. My people. Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his master, his ass his master's crib. But my people do not know. My people do not consider. All right. That as well as Hosea 4 and 6. You know, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and even our people are astonished people from Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 22. And they have not known the Lord. All right. Our people act like they like the Lord, like they love the Lord, and they, oh my God and my Jesus and this and this and that. But in their works they deny me, as the scriptures say. Okay? Our people don't want to do the righteous things that the Lord requires to earn salvation. And then when time's up, you're going to be like, dang, I didn't watch that movie. I wasn't in any spiritual sense. And you're going to be frustrated when that day comes upon you unawares, because you don't see it coming. Oh, one other something in the movie, when it's time to get apprehended, you see how people started acting. Okay? And I tried to breeze over it, but before I close out, I'm almost to the camp. But anyway, before I close out, I'm going to say this about the movie. That being apprehended is not a game. Okay? You're going to feel a certain type of way when it's time to get apprehended. Okay? For this truth. And for you false prophets out there that really don't believe this thing, that ain't really, it ain't written in you like that. As in the movie, he wanted to renounce that thing. You know, he wanted to renounce it and come clean. It's too late. It's too late. All right. So I won't tell any more of that. I'll probably close out now anyway. But yeah, I would say check it out, man. It's a good movie. I mean, there's a lot of other things that come to mind, that you can build topics off of. The virgin birth was one of them. That's where the color of the Lord himself they did have. And, in my opinion, it was just funny that who was Yahweh Shai in the movie. He kind of looked like, the actor kind of looked like Zabak. I just, I said the same thing about the Book of Eli, how it kind of seemed like Denzel was modeled after Apostle Kabar. But hey, I'll take it, I'd rather these movies come out and start getting our people in a spiritual mindset, to some degree, giving us these images, Birth of a Nation, movies like that, giving us these images and putting these thoughts into our minds that, hey, we could be those people. Well, go talk to those guys on the corner, the Hebrew Israelites on the corner, and then you can easily say, hey, we are those people once you get the honest and true breakdown of the scriptures. All right, so with that, I'm going to close, giving all praises and glories in the Yahweh Shem Shai B'Shem Chakodash. They belong to the apostles, bishops, to the elders of the great millstone. Greetings, salutations, blessings, much love. Until you hopeful elect to the next one. Shalom.